Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got an Airmaks Krait. I know. Hold on. My longtime viewers are wondering what the hell I am doing with an Airmaks Krait after I absolutely pooped all over this gun when it first came out about a year and 3 months ago. And so just gather around, come on in. I got a story to tell you, and we'll go ahead and tell you why I have this. So let's start with the original Krait. The gun came out. I took one look at it and fell in love and was like, oh man, ergonomically, it's awesome. It's got super good features. It's got a CZ barrel, all this stuff that I really liked. So my cousin was looking for his first PCP. He bought the gun under my recommendation. We got it, and he wanted me to set it up and get testing it for him, and I was going to do a video on it. So I gassed it up, and the first thing I noticed was that my regulator immediately crept like 30 bar just while I was watching it. So, wow, that's odd. Took the regulator apart, didn't really like the design, cleaned it, made sure everything was cool, put it back together, same thing. Filmed a whole video with it and edited it, tons of effort, probably 20 plus hours, maybe 30. It made the gun look really bad. I didn't want to do that, so I reached out to Airmaks. They sent me another reg. It was bad. Then they had the V2 reg, which was a slightly different design. That one didn't have good performance. It crept less, but it also had a dwindling velocity over the range of the bottle fill. So contacted them again. They sent me another reg. It was a V3 reg. That also was really no different from the V2 reg. So at that point, and by the way, I had done tons of work, tons of hours writing on forums, trying to help people, sending Airmaks drawings, whatever, really, really trying to help. Because on this channel, we try to help people, and I try to be honest with people. So at that point, I was pissed. So I put out a video, not getting any more help and just thinking that was the end of the road. I put out a video kind of trashing the gun, just showing that it wasn't performing. I had graphs and everything, and it was true. And I was 100% right about that reg. But the good news is Airmaks listened. So if you recall a little while ago, and you can still check this video out on my channel, I have deleted the negative review, by the way, because we're giving this thing another chance here. And by the way, this is part one of probably a two-part or more series. This is just a teaser or an intro to this gun and giving you guys an explanation. The review will come next. But anyway, the original gun had a bad reg. I did a review, or not a review, but like a tutorial showing you how to install the Huma reg, which I helped them test during the prototype phase. And guess what? Airmaks listened, and that reg is now included with these guns. And let me tell you, all the problems with the gun from the reg are gone. Now the gun does perform highly. It's just like if you bought a Lamborghini and it had awesome body, it had awesome rims, awesome sound system, everything was great, but the motor and transmission was, the transmission was grinding gears and the motor was misfiring and stuff, you would say overall, wow, this car is a piece of crap. So that's what I did. But the rest of the gun, the bones of the gun, were actually solid. So with that regulator being replaced, this thing is back to good Lambo status now, I would say, if we're going off that analogy. So basically, I reached back out to Airmaks, said, hey, I've seen that, the regs have changed. My buddy Dan Carpenter is using the gun. He says it's fantastic. Let's do a retry on this. And they said, you know what? Sure. So good on Airmaks. So I've repaired my relationship with Airmaks, and now we have a Krait to play around with on the channel. So that's the story. That's where we're at. And the second part of this little video is going to just show you kind of about what this gun is looking like up close. So Eric, why don't you come up close and we'll show these guys the new reg and the features of this gun. So the only thing that I have done to this gun is I added a digital gauge. That it doesn't come with that from the factory, but that's the only other mod. All the mods that this gun has are factory options. It's got the mag holder, it's got the really nice monopod stock, which we can adjust there, and it's got a bag rider and everything on it. The stock adjusts out and the flaps on it adjust. But let's look at the reg. So that is, I believe that is the Huma brand reg. I'm not sure it's advertised as that. It might just be non-branded, but this is a good reg. This is the one we tested, and it works. And you're going to see that in a second. Now, again, this isn't a full review, but we'll show you some chronograph from the Garmin. But yeah, so you've got the double mag holder, and we've got the ARCA rail on here, which is really nice. You can see I've got this Accutech ARCA bipod attached here, as well as the Garmin on there. And then they did include a piece of pick rail on there too with the ARCA rail. So you can mount whatever. And then just pan over this gun and look at the machining quality. it's really good, really good. And it looks better than the first gen one that we got. So, you know, sometimes you just have to give a company the benefit of the doubt that they're going to fix things. And I believe they have fixed this gun so far. Now, one other thing that they included was their in-house moderator up there. And you're going to see in a second, this thing is very quiet and the machining on that thing is really nice. And it's kind of a gray color as opposed to the black on the rest of the gun. So that's pretty much what the gun is. It's got an AR style safety, which we always like to see. And the mags have great capacity. They're 16 rounds and they're machined metal, which is good. Oh, and another cool thing, see if you can get this. Do you see, look at this. I want you guys to look at this little pin right here. Look right here. When I cock this gun, that pin comes out. Now that pin goes into a little hole on the magazine here and holds it. So it's an anti-double feed. So on my first gen one, that didn't work, but we're going to see if it works here in the actual review video. Today, we're just giving you an overview again. But that's a cool feature that you don't really see much, is the anti-double feed. So you know what? Let's do this. I'm going to go ahead, and we've already got this thing zeroed at 50. I've put like 2.5 mags through it. That's it at the factory tune. It was set at about 135 bar from the factory, and I did watch the reg overnight. It did not creep or move or do anything unexpected at all. It's got the Huma quality now. So let's go ahead, and I'll slap a scope cam on here, and we'll just wing a couple shots at the 150 just to see. And again, this is right out of the box. So we'll do that next, and we'll get you a look at the chronograph as well. All right, so I've got a hastily mounted camera on here that'll give us a good enough view. I'm just gonna take a couple shots at 150. Again, this is not a review video. This is just an intro, but it would be a ripoff to you guys if I didn't actually shoot the gun. So we're gonna do that. And then Eric will get behind me so that we can see some chronograph readings here. But right out of the box, for the 2 magazines that we shot, they were all right around 960, 965. And the gun was shooting very accurately. Now, we have not done a lot of dabbling with slugs. In fact, the only ones that I've shot out of it are the 28 grain Zans. So they seem to be shooting really good. So I might just stick with that. But in the future, I'll test some different slugs and we can kind of see what it really likes. But so far, these seem pretty good. So let's wing a couple out at the 150 and see if I can hit. The cool thing about this gun is it's like the exact same dope as my Panthera right now. So, yep, a very well-known hold for me. We'll go ahead and start this camera. All right, we got the chronograph rolling. I'm just gonna, you know what, I'll dial. So it's gonna be about 18. So I'm just gonna dial for 18. Wow. A little bit of wind back there. Smashing it. Hit. Oops. Hit. Hit. So that's pretty good for being just straight out of the box. It's got the factory tune on it. I wasn't looking at the chrono. Was it pretty consistent? Yeah. Good. So right at about 962 right now, and that seems to be a good speed for these. So anyway, this is just a little teaser video. Yes, we're going to give this thing another chance. It seems to be performing super well. And you might even see me step out on a limb and go and shoot an NRL 22 tournament with this at some point. We'll see. But going to get to know it a little bit, try some different stuff in it, and I'll bring you guys a review video soon. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.